guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. It's been a while since I last did the broadcast. The reason of that is because it has been quite a stressful weeks for me. You know, if any of you are parents whose kids gone through club tryout, then you will know what I meant. You know, it's tryout after tryout. So this week, not like I'm physically busy, but I'm just mentally stressed. So I figure it's better for me to stay out of broadcasting. So anyway, today I'm going to do my coffee break and just kind of share a little bit conversation with you guys that I have with my friends. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today on coffee break, I want to talk about the sentence that bothered me the most. I don't think it's just me. I believe everybody have a sentence that bother them the most. You know what I mean? Like every time people say something like that, or whatever sentence you dislike the most, it just gets you. You know, when it gets you, it's like somehow it bring out all the frustration or anger inside you, and then you just like, you really disagree with the sentence, you know, from your core. So the reason I want to talk about that is yesterday I went out for lunch with my friend, and then she was talking about there's a sentence that always bothered me, right? Because I was joking that we are actually somewhat very similar. Like me and her are in some regard very similar. So the way we look at things is very similar. That's why sometimes when she's complaining about something, like I get it, right? I get it, but that's why I always tell her, like, I may not be the person that you complain this to because I get it. And when I get it, I too will have the same frustration, or, you know, will understand too. Like things that she would say, well, I don't understand, that would be the same thing to me, right? So sometimes I think from that perspective, I'm not able to give her different point of view for her to make the right decision, because most likely I would be, you know, renting together with her. So anyway, so because of that, so she's saying, you know, the sentence that really bothers me is, I hate people telling me I can do it. You know, you can do it. Like people say you can do it. And then she have the urge to prove people wrong. Like, you are wrong. I can do it, right? So when she's talking about that, I start laughing because I say, oh, I have a very similar sentence too. You know, my sentence is not like, oh, you can do it, because I know when I was young age, a lot of people use that sentence to provoke me, hoping for me to do things, right? So as my age grow, I start to realize that sentence no longer work for me, because I have very strong idea what I like, what I don't like, what I can do, what I cannot do. You know what I mean? So, you know, it doesn't work. Basically what I'm saying, that sentence doesn't really work for me. It says, oh, you know, you can do it. Sometimes you will see me, I say, no, I can't, and I have no desire to. You know what I mean? So I say, for that sentence to work, I have to at least have a passion. I have to have the passion of something, like it fall into something that I'm actually interested, or something that I want to do, or something like I want to, you know, validate to myself. Then therefore that sentence will work. But as the age I am, that sentence hardly work, because I test out a lot of things enough for me to figure out what it is I like. But that doesn't mean there's no sentence that got to me. There is a sentence that does got to me. It's called, there's nothing I can do about it. You know, there's nothing I can do. It drives me banana. Not just me. It drives me banana every time people come to me and say, there's nothing I can do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, this sentence pretty much can apply to any situation. What I'm saying is, well, somebody say you're glad that you can follow my Facebook Live, especially at this sleepy moment. I think you should go to bed, because I'm pretty much just ranting right now. But anyway, what I want to share with you is why this sentence that bothered me. We're living in a society really make you believe authority is no more than you, or they are in, you know, Like we somehow mentally giving authority, and when I say authority, you really apply to anything. You really apply to, it can be government, it can be doctor, it can be people who know more than you, or even sometimes God. You know what I mean? So because we living in a society, like we continue giving our power to those people. So it's very often when we come to our life, we're really giving up. And when I'm saying we're really giving up, it's the moment that you really believe there's nothing you can do about it. So in my mind, I start laughing, right? I said, my mind don't work that way. My mind just don't work that way. It's not like there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I mean? So in regard of anything, and I'm here to really share with you, is it really regards of anything. You may have ADHD kids, you may have autism kids, you might have a phobia kids, you might have a schizophrenia kids, or aside from that, you may have a worse situation that you're really frustrated about. You might have a boss that there's nothing you can do about it. You can simply, work there and tolerate this. Or you may have, an in-law that is, ridiculously unreasonable or something. Or you may have, dealing with your life, you're dealing obstacle after obstacle to a point it defeated you so much that you're just giving up. So when people ask you, why is it not, why are you not doing something about it? They're like, well, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I cannot do anything to my autism kids. I cannot do anything to my, schizophrenia kids. I cannot do anything to my worst situation. What can I do? I'm nobody. What can I do, right? So very often, as you can see, I get very frustrated all the time because, as you know, we live in a society, people continue telling you there's nothing I can do. Hey, I married this guy, and this guy really drives me crazy, but there's nothing I can do. I'm just going to suck it up. I get into the really abusive relationship. The guy really beat the shit out of me, and guess what? There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. And my kids is always running around. They never listen to me, They cannot sit still when they eat, and then they just yelling and screaming. There's nothing I can do. Guys, it doesn't work with me. The reason it doesn't work with me is if I ever use that mentality, there's nothing I know by now. You know what I mean? Because I would know nothing. I would simply know what people tell me. So what I'm saying is, the reason this sentence really got to me is because I seriously believe there's always something you can do. It may not be what you expected it to be, but there's always something you can do. You know what I mean? So, because there's always something you can do, that's why you will see when people say, oh, you know what, you got cancer, and then you're gonna die, right? Some people really don't believe that. Okay, if I'm gonna die, you know what, I'm gonna make the most of it. What the heck, since I'm dying anyway. So, guess what? They somehow, some way start to change their lifestyle, and some reason they really make themselves cancer-free. We've seen example after example. We see parents that have, autism kids. They say, you know what? There's nothing we can do. Our education system cannot really help you with your kids. You are screwed. Right? And then their parent that really does not believe that. You know what? I believe there's always something I can do. My kids may not fall into the society, but what can I do with them? And then you will see how miracle happen after miracle, because they are those people who really does not believe there's nothing I can do. There's always something they can do. So they will figure out a way. So even kids with eczema and things like that, doctor will say, well, the only solution to eczema is you have to put steroid. There's no other way. And then there are parents that don't believe in that. I don't believe steroids is the only way. There must be other way. And then they will study, they will dig into it, they will deal with obstacle after obstacle, and then they find a solution, somehow miraculously cure their own kids. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, there is always something you can do. If you don't like your job, quit. You know what I mean? If you worry about financial, then start develop something you're passionate about, something you know will bring you the future. Then instead of stuck in the job that you hate it so much that most likely 5 years later you're still gonna hate it. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, when people start saying to me, there's nothing I can do, what I'm here to share with you is, I'm not a believer of that. I believe there's always something you can do. But there is very fine line about I don't want to do anything about it. You know what? So when you ever cut yourself and say there's something I can do, there's nothing I can do. What I want you to do is, when you ever caught yourself saying that, sit back, really sit back, and ask yourself 2 questions. Very simple question. The first question is there really nothing I can do? Is there really nothing I can do? Or is it, I simply don't want to do anything about it? You know what I mean? Because somewhere, some point in life, I'm so defeated. I believe I'm so useless. I cannot make anything happen. But so guess what? I don't want to do anything about it. So instead of going out to the world, try to make yourself sound nice, look good. There's nothing I can do about it. And hoping people can, sympathize you or give you that compassion. You know what? I have this illness. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. Guys, you are the center of your universe. I can repeat this like a broken record, but what I'm saying is you are the center of your universe. You make things happen. It may not happen the way that you think it should happen, but you definitely have the power to make things happen. So what I'm here to say is there really nothing you can do? Or is it simply you don't want to do anything about it? You know what I mean? So when you start identify this, as I say, awareness is the beginnings of evolution. Disregard you want to do anything about it or not, the moment you start to identify, I don't want to do anything about it. Why? Hey, trust me, once that sentence starts raising in your head, there are way more questions will coming up along the way. Why? You will start having to say, why? Why don't I want to do anything about it? Why? Is it because my insecurity is stopping me? Is it because I really don't like, really don't like my kids that much, so I don't want to do anything about it? Or is it because I'm, rather having a miserable life for the rest of my life? You know what? Trust me. The moment you start to be aware of the sentence, I don't want to do anything about it. I don't want to. Why? Because I'm lazy, or because, it's too tough. It's too tough to think about. It's easy to just be a victim, than try to be, responsible thing. So what I'm saying is a little bit ranting. I believe everybody have a sentence that get them. Everybody does. My sentence just happened to be, when people say there's nothing I can do. So to answer your question, what would you do if you heard some people say I can do it? As you already know. My answer to that is you can, you just don't want to. So whenever people say that, I say, well, you can, but you just don't want to. They will say no, they will give me a lot of reason. They will say, well, no, my boss is this, or sorry, it's telemarketing. So anyway, there are other questions, but I will answer to you later. But what I'm saying is, just a little sharing, little personal ranting sharing with you guys. Everybody had a sentence that got to them, and then my sentence has to be this. If it will really help you, and I believe it's not particular toward anything, but I do believe everybody have that moment of saying there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it. It's like if I got defeated by all the demons, or all the ghosts is coming to my house and no way I can block them. I got two choice. I got two choice to say, hey, there's nothing I can do. Ghosts just keep coming to my house. What am I gonna do? They just keep showing up. Guys, if I believe to that sentence, I'm screwed. Big time. And there's no way I can share whatever I know with you guys today. Very simple. Because the moment it happened, I already give up. There's nothing I can do. If I believe to that, when my son was so frightened, and I'm not talking about just afraid, it's very frightened by the water, and I really believe in that. There's no way I can find a solution to help him overcome his fear of water. You know what I mean? So he would be screwed. I'm not only screwing my life, I'm screwing his life. Because for the rest of his life, he will be afraid of water. He'll be even afraid to drink water, right? So what I'm saying is there's always something you can do, no matter what circumstances, what situation that you're dealing with. But if you do say that, as I say, sit yourself back, ask yourself 2 questions, right? Is there really nothing I can do? Is there really nothing I can do? Or is it simply, I don't want to do anything about it? Really, if you listen to this, it's a big difference. There's a big difference. And learn at least, I don't care if you want to do anything or not, but at least learn to be aware of it. Because guess what? Only when you are aware of it, you actually have a room to grow. You have a room to evolve, So you will actually, that awareness will bring you to a better place than where you are right now. So anyway, a little bit sharing with you guys. Give it a try. Give it a try. Figure out what that sentence is in your life, okay? As much as that sentence bothers you, I also believe the sentence that bugs you is also the force that brings you to where you are today. So, just like me, that sentence, as much as it bugged me, is also the reason why it brings me to where I am today. Once you're very aware of that, you may actually help you, disregard from all that thing, renting. Once you're aware what's that sentence that's been driving you crazy, and also give you power to bring you to where you are today, believe it or not, that force may also help you to design the future that you have not seen yet. So anyway, just a little bit sharing with you guys. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowenhuang.com. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.